Yeah, Tommy Sutherland's 11 years old. He's so attentive in class, repeating what he's told. For a boy his age, he looks ready to fly. He also happens to dress just like Bill Nye. He enjoys learning about all the planets and such, though he'd rather be outside, experimenting much. There he could reflect on the theories they presented and ponder dark matter, alone and tormented. Tommy shines when his teacher calls for an answer, but believes something's amiss, something quite deeper. One night, reading about the curve of the ocean, he came across a rather impossible notion. Such horrible news, most would not survive. Could the earth be flat? Hidden by lies? He dug out his telescope from his pop shop, went to the beach to test the earth's drop. But what would arise as he gazed over the pier? The land and a boat that had just disappeared. Bewildered, he ran the numbers at hand. 8 inches per mile squared, but it did not stand. While alone on the beach, the sound quickened away. A quiet voice spoke deep inside. I created it all with you in mind. Tommy tried to talk, but he just couldn't speak. The years of indoctrination had made him weak, so he dropped to his knees and scrawled up in the sand. I am a new person and a part of your plan. He started a group, 2 friends and his dog. Together they searched for answers there in the fog. They didn't just shine a light on the academic crimes, they run tests outdoors most of the time. While other kids repeat theories like they won, this gang is about action, not to be outdone. They collect real data under the stars. Planets are lights, close up rather than far. As the sun comes round, it's a perspective thing. The moon's its counter, very near we've gleamed. The family did jest, you're crazy with no cred. These experiments you do, they're all up in your head. Science ignores facts, unable to debate. You are not special, Tommy, you came from an ape. You are not worthy of this random round ball. Haven't you heard, homie, we discovered it all. His anger echoing through the learned halls as Tommy backed slowly against the wall. The teacher before him was now a zombie slave, as Darwin called out from beyond the grave. He spoke from his coffin, making ghoulish demands. Through the cracking walls reached Neanderthal hands. The school fell away, it began to implode and creak. His mind sorta knew as he began to speak. Every line that had crept into the reams now was decoded, inspired by dreams. To escape the madness, he had reached for the door. Eyes open, floating over linoleum floors. Snow drifting down, hitting his hot face. Zombie teachers, they clung to their place. His voice was soft as he careened and quoted from a powerful internet meme. You sit on a throne of lies.
Hey everybody, we're just driving around here. Wanted to show y'all these rib cages that are in your skies. The vernacular used for this is called harp rings, but very high altitude clouds, you'll see how like these aren't natural. This isn't natural cloud formations. I mean, come on. They're probably teaching kids what these really are. That these are new cloud formations in school, but these are harp rings. You know, they look like rib cages inside all your skies. So you got a little one right there. That's not natural. So, and clearly it's blocking out our sun. All right, so here we are at the River Fest in Anoka, Minnesota, downtown. So you can, I don't know how much you got to spend to get these tents, but we could do some flat earth merch here at one of these types of places. Find out how much it is. These are pretty cool. These are, you know, solar posts, whatever that means. I thought they were birdhouses at first. That would be pretty cool if they were. So I don't know how much a tent at one of these places would be, but these are all over the country, these types of gatherings. So should try to come up with some kind of an idea to invade these areas. There's a lot of people that would be really challenged by the material. Set up a TV outside, have some videos playing, you know, set up maybe like 5 or 6 chairs for a viewing area. Maybe rent 2 booth spaces. They got food and everything here too, so, you know, something to think about. Look at how far it goes down. So you have these places here. People playing songs that you've never heard before. These are all, it's always good to hear songs you've never heard before. Oh wait, I have heard this song before. So, you know, it's gonna be fair food and whatnot. So, I mean, a lot of round individuals walking around here. So, hopefully we could ask for, you know, some teachable people that are open-minded to walk by. I mean, look at these people selling their propaganda. So, could easily set up one of these. Ooh, NASA. Fail. Hey guys and gals, Joshua here, back with you again, downtown Minneapolis. We're hanging out in front of the old Target Field. This is a nice shot for you. Twins are playing today, finishing up a 3-game series. Tampa Bay's in town right now. They're beating the Twins 4-1. Somewhere in the 8th inning right now. Twins got destroyed yesterday 19-6, so they've allowed quite a few runs just in the last 2 games, so pitching is clearly working out for the other team. Just want to thank everybody for all your support and everything, for stopping by. Make sure at the end of the video or right now, like, dislike, share, and if you like it, subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell so you get notifications for times when I head out in the future. Plan on entering onto target field territory and then just kind of walking around. I think it's like the XL Energy Center will play politics like that and just walk around the territory. If we keep moving and we're not standing in one spot, then they seem to relinquish their pharisaical laws. And then we'll head up to a familiar area in the neighborhood, just a few blocks down the road, and we'll set up shop there for a couple of hours, have some definite productive conversations. And here at the game, you know, we'll see what happens. Not expecting a whole lot out of these people, but you never know. Here's your latest magazine for downtown Minneapolis called Lavender. Since 1995, they're featuring the neighborhood. All right, we're back walking date 3. Gonna go around the corner. There's actually a spot that I was told by the administrator of Target Field where we can and can't post up. And you can actually post up 12 feet from the curb, but they can play a law or a rule where I can't technically like stand right here within 12 feet because of safety reasons. Basically what they're saying is this doesn't count as a public curb. A public curb. Seventh inning stretch coming up right now, so the anticipation always mounting. I'm sure you're wondering, if I'm walking, I must be holding a sign. I got new signage. I'll show you here momentarily once we get up around the corner, but I forgot a sign at Lake Harriet one time on a tree. The one that says, "What do you think about flat Earth?" So we made a new sign. It's a little bit bigger. It's in your favorite Viking colors, purple and gold, so it'll look like it's true and honest and will give me everything that I need, like the Vikings do every fall at US Bank Stadium, where we will be in the future, hopefully, Lord willing. Flat Earth is what again? Okay, Bull, okay. Could you prove it to me? Could you give me 2 proofs you live on a sphere? Gravity, okay. You got any others? Okay. So you can call names, but you can't dialogue. All right, have a nice day, man. What's that?
You can talk to as many people as you want, you just gotta stay on this side.
Yeah, I know what I gotta say, man. Thanks.
You was just over here, though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you're a Pharisee?
Who?
Are you a Pharisee?
No, I'm not none of that. I'm doing my job right now.
Oh, okay. So,
yeah.
do you ever, like, speed limit average is 55 miles an hour,
I'm
right?
not trying to talk about that right
Do you ever drive 57?
Come on, man.
What if the police pulled you over for going 57 miles an hour?
Come on, man.
Would you have to...
Yo, what are you doing?
Yeah. I'm just trying to, you know, prove a point that you're being a hypocrite. That's all. So. Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Hey, right on, man. So you know about Flat Earth then?
We were wearing the same jeans.
What's that?
We were wearing the same jeans like 6 months ago.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So what does that mean?
It doesn't mean anything. I just remember you because of your jeans.
Oh, okay. So you know about Flat Earth? Have you looked into it?
You told me all about it. You gave me a business card.
Oh, I did. Okay. Right on, man.
How's your day going?
I'm doing well, thanks. How about yourself?
Pretty good. It's a hot one.
You guys work for the Star Trib?
Yeah, we work for a marketing company.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's one of our contractors.
Good, good.
What's your line of work?
This. Yeah, I do activism.
Oh, cool.
So, you know, just
on that, or do you do other stuff as well?
oh, we talk about other things, but you know,
Live right now or recording?
I'm recording. Yeah,
Cool.
yeah.
What do you do with that stuff? Post it on your page?
Yeah, on YouTube.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Take it easy, guys. Have a nice day, man. Hopefully your lasers don't cut my legs off, right? His laser beams so I don't cross the border. Because he drives 55 miles an hour everywhere he goes. So that's the 12 feet. That's what I was talking about before. Here it's considered a public curb, but they're trying to say, like, with the train passing by on that public curb before, that's considered a safety thing. So they actually don't technically feel obliged to follow that. That's what I'm saying. So really, like when I talked to the administrator at Twins, he said this is the best place for me to be. And clearly, security is up to date with the rules and regulations of borders and property. So I wonder if they're going to put up a wall. They should put up some kind of like a dog. It zaps ya. I'd get zapped. They try to drone me and like put something in my head, a type of like metallic thing that would cause frequencies to short me out when the 5G comes through. So this is actually kind of where I was looking to hang out. Haven't been in this area, haven't really had this vantage point. So, you know, here it's just really all about politics, you know. Play their game by their rules and we can hang out, affect some people. You know, again, not too many people are going to probably get into huge dialogues down here. But I do have plenty of information to hand out to people that are open. And of course, we'll dialogue with those who are willing and able. You know, not going to sit here and coddle some of these people's fantasies for 10 minutes. You know, which is what you get when you go on to, you know, some of these debates with some of these people who want to defend the globe model. It just becomes very apparent that their presupposition is they live on a sphere. So anything that you present to them isn't going to be valid, credible evidence, because they're presupposing already what their religion has told them. So, pretty nice over here. I mean, you still got the clouds in the background showing that they did something up there. I mean, and the patchiness to the clouds like that, those aren't typical cloud formations. That's from some kind of energy coming from this area. So I mean, we could always just walk as the people are getting let out, you know. So then more people would be exposed to the sign. Oh yeah, so speaking of the sign, really basic, just to kind of provoke thought a little bit. Here you go. Then we got our little ships on the flat, non-spitting piece of paper. Saw a Chicago Cubs shirt walk by. So hopefully the guys out in Chicago at some point will be able to get to a game. Football season's coming up. Those are always fun, especially when it's not freezing cold outside. So it's always good to get to a September football game, home game at least once. You know, like Star Tribune guy said, he saw me at a Wild game. Who knows how long ago that was. So, and I just coincidentally was wearing the same jeans as I was before. Or maybe I only just have one pair of jeans because I'm a flat earther and I can't afford any brand names, any more clothing.
I don't want no scrub. A scrub is a guy that can't get no love from me. Hanging on the passenger side of his best friend's ride, trying to holler at me.
It is a nice stadium. I mean, this church of worship does draw a crowd. You have YouTube, ma'am? What? You ever go on YouTube? Okay, I got a YouTube channel. I'd love for you to check it out. You're welcome. Have a nice day. You know, a lot of people can read too. You know, read English. Top to bottom, left to right, group of words makes a sentence. So even just them, you know, asking the question themselves out loud, it's like they're asking it in another person. So we're just trying to provoke thought in their subconscious so that later on it crosses their mind maybe, you know. So then they think they came up with it on their own, you know. One thing you always want to make sure before you do this is you hit the record button. So speaking of uniforms, we're gonna kick it up a notch and have a little bit of fun. So hopefully soon we'll be wearing a uniform, and hopefully we'll be able to better convey this message to those who would question my credibility and what it is that I can bring to the table as a new discussion, that the earth is not a sphere, but is indeed a firm motionless plane. So, how you doing? So, like, other than the shape of the earth in regards to homeless people and whatnot, right? The shape of the earth is quite in dire straits. Homeless people, starvation, you know, people losing their homes because of fires and stuff. Have you ever thought about the overall shape of the Earth, like it not being a sphere?
What do you mean?
I mean, like, what if, you know, instead of thinking that gravity can make water bend, you know, over a sphere, what if it laid flat and when it wasn't in motion, like from the wind and other boats, you know, making waves, what if it just laid flat? You don't know? Never crossed your mind? No?
It's just I've always thought that, you know, the Earth is round, you know. And,
Yeah. Why would you ever think anything different, right?
yeah.
Well, I got a pamphlet here. You know, maybe when you're standing around not doing much, you could just check it out. There's just some really simple ideas present that maybe your observations are showing a flat plane, and since you presuppose that you live on a ball, right? Since we were born, you know, maybe this would help you see that, you know, maybe the spherical model isn't all that it's cracked up to be. And then maybe, you know, the model that we present with flat Earth in terms of, you know, a model like the azimuthal equidistant map type of deal, you know, that might not be 100% either, but what's the issue with challenging the globe Earth? You know? Usually you can find out what you're not allowed to challenge when you get opposition. You know?
You know, it's almost like someone told me one time to say the Earth moves in circles.
Okay.
They said when we die, we go into heaven.
Okay.
And I'm like, what do you mean by that? They said we're going up to God.
Okay.
I said, I don't know how that's possible though. The Earth is still moving. So up already went sideways already. Then up and went down already.
Yeah.
Then up went that way. So I'm like, well, that's confusing to me. I said the Earth is basically a ball, and everything in it usually is flat. Because if you think about it, if you look at other places you go to, we go up bridges and stuff like that, we're not really getting to the top of the Earth. It's still flat. So I don't understand. I don't know what's going on with that. It's confusing.
Well, the enemy.
Here they come.
The enemy of this world is, you know, quite deceptive in nature, you know, so what if up was relative to the ground and the water that we're on, it's always up, you know? What if it's always up? And there aren't people standing upside down in Australia, right? So, just something to look at, man.
Okay, cool.
Take it easy. All right. You want a hug? He doesn't want a hug. All right, so the Twins win?
I don't know, but they're kicking butt.
Hey, right on. That changed my life.
Earth isn't flat, man.
It's not? You want to talk about it? Oh, okay. So you presuppose it is then, right? All right. So have a good night there, Kirby Puckett. Looks like we're already having fun. People are enjoying the sign already. Good for them. Let's go back to my old original spot here. How you doing? Hopefully the Twins win so these people are more receptible to truth and not in an angered state of foaming at the mouth, rage, because their favorite team didn't win the game. Because it's going to change their life. Yeah, that's all you can do, right? Smile. That's all he can do. Because he's more credible. Because he's wearing Twins baseball shirt. That makes him more credible. She said to him, "What's that all about?" After she looked at my sign. Fake news, she yelled. Yet she listens to Fox News, CNBC, BBC, ABC, Elemental P. Those are all credible. When you know that your country can lie to you and use propaganda.
Thank you all. Thank you very much. Please be seated. Thank you. Thanks for inviting me. Finally. Those weapons of mass destruction got to be somewhere. As you can tell from the look on Andy Card's face, we've become a little concerned about the vice president lately. Whenever you ask him a question, he replies, "Let's see what my little friend says." But we get along well. Here I am saying, "Dick, if the Hunan Palace doesn't get lunch here in 4 minutes, we're going out." Nope, no weapons over there. Maybe under here. Oops, this photo wasn't supposed to be in here. This is a Skull and Bone secret signal. I'm not paranoid. But it was at this point in my presidency that I had a strange feeling somebody was following me.
Mr. President, earlier this year you told us you had ordered your administration to cease and desist on payments to journalists to promote your agenda. You cited the need for ethical concerns and the need for a bright line between the press and the government. Your administration continues to make the use of video news releases, which are prepackaged news stories sent to television stations, fully aware that some or many of these stations will air them without any disclaimer that they are produced by the government. Comptroller General of the United States this week said that raises ethical questions. Does it raise ethical questions about the use of government money to produce stories about the government that wind up being aired with no disclosure that they were produced by the government?
There is a Justice Department opinion that says these pieces are within the law so long as they're based upon facts, not advocacy. And I expect our agencies to adhere to that ruling, to that Justice Department opinion. This has been a long-standing practice of the federal government to use these types of videos. Agricultural Department, as I understand, has been using these videos for a long period of time. The Defense Department, other departments have been doing so. It's important that they be based upon the guidelines set out by the Justice Department. Now, I think it'd be helpful if local stations then disclose to their viewers if that's, that this was based upon a factual report and they chose to use it. But evidently, in some cases, that's not the case. So anyway.
To guarantee that's happening by including that language in the prepackaged report.
Yeah, I don't, look, oh, you mean a disclosure on George W. Bush and I?
Well, some way to make sure it couldn't air without the disclosure that you believe is so vital.
Ken, I mean, there's a procedure that we're going to follow, and the local stations ought to If there's a deep concern about that, ought to tell their viewers what they're watching.
So when a newsroom receives a VNR, they literally are getting everything prepackaged. They literally can just drag and drop that video piece and put it on air in a matter of seconds. They don't even have to double check it, and they really don't. And in most cases, they don't even know the source of that VNR. There are still, to this day, there are journalists out there, especially in television and cable news, that think their team put that together. And the reason I know that, and I'm sorry to go on an aside, but I think this is an important thing for everybody to realize. I used to visit newsrooms from time to time with the head of media relations staff that used to fly out from New York City to whatever city they needed to go and talk to or whatever. And there were a lot of cases. I'm talking probably at least 3/4 of the time that even the editor-in-chief, let alone the on-air talent, had no idea who we were, why we were there, or the fact that we were the ones handing them the information that they were reading and putting out over the TV. They literally had no idea until we actually sat them down and showed them, like, the chain of command by which they received that VNR, for example. So that's basically what a VNR does. It's a prepackaged video propaganda piece that up until just a few years ago went largely unchecked. Now they at least pretend to do some background work before they roll that stuff to air, but it's still propaganda and it still gets to air.
So before I hand over to Jason, I just want to make it perfectly clear. When we're talking about VNRs, it means video news release. People can look these up, but as Tom pointed out, all the information you find on it may be obscured and some of it may not even be true. But see, what happens with a VNR from the news viewer's standpoint is they see their local guy, you know, George, their local news guy that everyone in the city loves, and he makes it appear as if he has done investigative reporting. But what they have in fact done is cut a little bit of George introducing the topic, then they run the VNR, and they even sometimes edit it in ways that make it seem local to a city like San Diego or New York or anywhere else for that matter. And quite often, this is how people are fooled into thinking that there are still investigative reporters. But Jason, I kind of jumped on you a couple times. I'm going to click it over to you, Jason. Where do you want to go from here?
Let's make it really clear that news is no longer news. It's only information handed to a media organization, either local or national, and that there aren't people anymore like the gumshoes of old going out doing investigative journalism, coming back, writing a story, that goes to the editor, it gets tweaked, and finally put out in whatever medium. These things basically don't happen anymore from what I understand. And Tom, correct me if I'm wrong, that very little of that is done except maybe for silly little things on a local basis, like going to see what the kids are doing on Easter and crap like that, right?
That's correct. That's correct. Everything else is tightly controlled from these central points like PRN and others in that field. That's absolutely right.
Right. There's no fact-checking that gets done. So if you think that there's fact-checking in regards to the news stories that you hear on your local news, where you can get 50 other local news stations to say the exact same thing that same day, if you want to believe that's real, that's totally up to you. I choose not to, and I just so happen to choose to tell other people that in public on camera. So if you don't like it, change your laws, do something about it, and start living in reality, or just continue to have your thoughts given to you. How you guys doing? Cheers. Yeah, want to talk about it, sir? No? Why not? Okay, so you feel intellectually superior to me somehow?
Probably.
Okay, let's hash it out then. Let's do it. Let's talk. So he basically said that I'm intellectually a peon as compared to him, but he won't dialogue about it, which is typical response. Then again, I said at the beginning, I don't expect a lot of these people. So the most we'll get out of them is the casual jaunt as they are magnetized to drink more fluoride at home. Something is compelling them to walk away. What do you think about it? Did the Twins win change our life? All right, whatever that means. You're on camera at the intersection up there. Yeah. Oh, you want to talk about it? Yeah, come here and prove it to me. Give me 2 proofs. Or walk away, whichever you choose. Yeah, keep talking, bud. It's not going to change reality. I do have some very good news for the local people here who are flat earthers. I have some new ideas to help out here in town, so stay tuned for that. The last meetup went really well. Had a guy come from Milwaukee, about a 5-hour drive, hung out for a couple of hours, chatted it up, talked things out, got to know his story. His YouTube channel is called Frank You Know, and he's got some very provocative video from over Lake Michigan, so check that out. You gonna chat about it, fellas? No? Well, here's your chance, right? I mean, you sit on the internet and you hear things about flat Earth, and then you think that's a joke because it can't be real. People don't really think that and believe that. But then you have one live right in front of you, and you don't want to talk about it. So, how you doing? How we doing?
Pretty good.
Right on. What do you think? No? You don't agree? Have you even looked at the evidence provided? Why is that funny? She's literally just... I think she just peed herself a little bit. She just thought it was just the most hilarious thing in the entire world. That's alright. She doesn't know any better. It is just an absolutely gorgeous day out, though, with exception to these, whatever these are called up there. So, how you doing? $10 beers, got them. $10 beers, got them. Wonder whose truck that is. I could use a truck right now to haul a new camper trailer behind it. That would be a really nice addition to the arsenal if I had that truck. Some of them out there are nice fifth wheel and pull behind trailers, but I'd prefer to get a motorized one so I could just drive that and have my car. So well, it's funny till you look into it. Well, we can chat for a minute. Of course you do. Yeah. Of course you do. I watched an interesting video about flat earth tides. So, not Tide Pods, but flat earth tides. It's very interesting, kind of gives a new perspective on how water breathes and the earth has its own inhalation and exhalation. I can go 4 against 1 right now. No? You just want to laugh. That's your science? Well, here's your chance. No? What do you think about it? Good answer. This guy's got music out and everything. Yeah, want to talk about it? 100, yeah, pretty 99% about it, yeah.
Okay. That's fair.
I got a YouTube channel, you want to talk about it? Come by my channel, I talk about it all the time in public.
Alright.
So, it is serious, you know, it's not just a meme online.
No, I get that, you know.
So,
some people believe what they believe, and I'm not gonna, you know, shit on your beliefs.
okay, well, at least if you admit the sphere is a belief, then we can both walk away to agree.
Exactly, right?
So, yeah, well, look more into it, man. It'll change your life. Would you consider yourself a spiritual person?
No, not really.
Then, yeah. The sphere model was designed to make sure you're not a spiritual person.
Oh, really?
Just check it out. Heliocentrism.
Alright.
Sun worship is what it is. Cheers, man. A lot of presuppositions with the old globe model. At least he took the information, so that's cool.
Oh no! Can we please get a?
Of course.
I want.
As long as I can get a picture of you too, right?
No, I wanted to have a picture.
Yeah, yeah.
With you.
Of course.
And
why
that
not?
Sign.
Why wouldn't you?
I got it.
But you don't know my thing.
I don't need it.
Okay. That's technology
Yeah,
for
I
you.
know it, right? Yeah.
1,
Work on.
2, 3.
What can you tell me that?
Well, I got a YouTube channel. I'd love for you to
I like that.
stop by. I actually do this all over
We have a
Minneapolis.
coworker that's pretty hot on this topic.
Great.
So we're wondering, Ryan, you had a few questions though.
Yeah. What makes it a flat Earth?
What makes it a flat Earth? Water.
So Magic Mike, didn't we read about that, didn't we? The
So
Mike?
wait a minute, like if you think about like a teardrop, what shape is it? Kind of round?
Yeah, that's all the forces of pressure that we live in this atmosphere. putting it all together into a bubble sphere. That's not gravity, though.
The other question, okay, I get that part.
Yeah.
But wait a minute, like, what other, like, are all other planets and, like, are the sun flat as well? So,
Okay.
like a burning disk that's just, like, kind of like, if you were to take the rest of the flashlight off and it's just, the lens just burning towards you, is that what we're faced with? All of, like, are there just discs and 9 discs all around us?
Okay, so they have to be spheres in the sky then, right? Because you're presupposing that the Earth is a sphere.
Yeah.
Where do you get your presupposition that the Earth is a sphere?
Well, I've been in planes at very high altitudes. He's a pilot, so when he plots courses, you can't
take it easy with the lens there. Don't take the focus off him.
You can't,
no, of course not.
Like, if you were to look at a flat map, like if you were to take like this little piece of paper, and I'd be like, okay, I'm driving from Nebraska to Iowa.
Yep.
It's a straight, or maybe a little zigzag. But if I were to go to Nebraska to Iowa, because it's round, you got to kind of plot a course that way.
No, you don't. No, you don't plot courses like that, man.
So if I were to get up at 1,500 feet and just go straight across, I'm not going to run into anything.
Where are you going? This is a lot of, you're bringing a lot of evidence to the table that you can't show.
If I'm getting up 1,500 feet, and I go 1,000 miles, I'm not going to run into anything.
What do you expect to run into?
Fucking mountains or trees or shit, something.
Okay, so
maybe somebody's cabin.
Yeah, right. But that doesn't you're not presupposing that the Earth is a sphere at all by saying that, because when you fly 1,000 miles, by your model, you would have to dip the nose down. And you don't do that in an airplane. I never felt like dipping the nose down.
The nose up.
Yeah, right. So the Earth. So
that's just.
So you're lining. Even I'm sure he could probably say one real quick thing, but even with what he does and may say in the future, he is a pilot. So flight simulator. And without using the instruments,
Top Gun in high school.
Without using the instruments, I can line my own personal eyes up with the horizon, and I can keep the plane level.
But there's a horizon, so a horizon
there
would
is.
indicate that there's actually like some sort of, there's some point where it curves off.
No, there doesn't have to be.
It doesn't?
It doesn't have to be.
Why?
Yeah. Why are you assuming that it does?
No, well, don't answer a question with a question.
But but again, you're presupposing the Earth is a sphere. You call it a horizon. Why? Because it's horizontal.
Are you avoiding me?
No, I'm not. He brought up a little topic here.
There's some facts thrown out here. Right?
You can bring facts all you want to the table. What are your facts?
Well, I'm just saying, okay, so if I'm going to take a plane up, right?
How do you calibrate the gyroscope?
Into any airspace, right?
How do you calibrate the gyroscope?
I calibrate how I'm going to take off based on what direction I'm pointed in. So whatever runway you take off from, that would give you a degrees.
Okay.
Right? So that's what direction I'm traveling.
Are most airplane runways pretty level and straight?
No.
This has nothing to do with Columbus at all, man.
No, they don't.
Yeah. Okay.
They're not level and straight, but they have a. So
no,
how I base my altitude is based on sea level. So when I go to take off from an airport, I know what footage I am above sea level, and I would calibrate my instruments to where I am in the country, and I'd set that for my sea level, right?
Okay, so you're calibrating while you're in the sky?
Now I know what altitude I am at.
You're calibrating while you're in the sky?
No, on the ground.
Okay, so what are you calibrating when you're in the sky then? Why are you saying
I
that?
have a book of every airport, and it tells me where I am based on sea level.
Okay.
So then when I take off, when I make a flight plan, my flight plan, if I'm going to Green Bay, I don't just point an arrow and go straight there. If you looked at my flight plan based on a map, a terrain map, it would have an arc, because I'm not going in a straight line.
Because you got up 1,500 feet, you're the rocket man.
I'm not going.
1,500 feet, you'd run into shit.
I'm not going in a straight line, because if you drove it on Highway 94, you're on the ground level. When I'm up, whatever it is, 19,000, 21,000 feet, I'm not a commercial pilot, but I'm a private pilot. My flight plan does not just draw a straight line.
So what's the highest that you get?
22,000, 23,000 without oxygen.
Get up 30, 35,000.
Yeah, I'm aware. of
And
how
we
they
just,
are.
we
I mean, I
just
don't know
recently
what
looked
you're-
at a guy in the what was it, the 80s that took a
Math
lawn
doesn't
chair.
prove your reality.
Larry the lawn chair. Have you looked into that?
Again?
Larry the lawn chair guy?
Larry the lawn chair?
Yeah.
Okay.
Have you ever heard of that?
Maybe or maybe not. I don't know. Could you?
That's a question. Yes or no?
No, I haven't.
You should look into it. It's really crazy. A guy, he what did he get? About 20. He got about 20 balloons, filled them with helium. Bought a lawn chair from Sears Roebuck and lifted himself. He went about 35,000.
Okay.
The pellet gun was going to bring him down, and he actually ended up in LAX airspace. Got in a little trouble.
Federal flight.
He was very similar to the limousine driver that thought the Earth was flat.
Okay, and what are you trying to prove here? Like, what is the point of the story?
You're wearing a sign.
Yeah, I know, but
I'm just
you're
intrigued.
just giving a story. But what is that proving then? Like, what is your conclusion from that?
And he realized
He came to the same conclusion, if you will. He got up to about 30,000 feet and saw that yes, the Earth did disappear. I mean, the horizon did exist. So that was in the 80s, I believe, late 80s, early 90s. So I'm guessing, like, how do you disprove the horizon?
I'm not saying that you do disprove the horizon. I'm saying that the higher that you get, you're going to see more land. How is that difficult to understand? I'm agreeing with you. The ball, it's not turning into a curve.
I got a great question. Do you believe the Earth is flat?
I have a pretty good understanding that it is because of the water lays flat. And if we're told, we got to take a presupposition that the Earth, what they're telling us, is mostly water, right? Okay, so if the mostly water that we live on lays flat and all
We
other
don't live on water. We live on land.
with all other circumstances, how does all of that water turn into a sphere in outer space?
Gravity.
Okay, so gravity. Okay. Can you please show us the force that gravity is being used?
Why do you think you're stuck on the ground right now?
Because I weigh more in this pressurized environment than the air around me. Just like that paper does, this phone and everything, it's going to naturally fall to the ground. You shouldn't. To call it gravity is kind of nomenclature for the same terminology that you could use when you drop something in the water. Why does it fall to the ground in water?
So I'm no scientist.
Okay.
Let's throw that out there.
Right.
I just have a very difficult time thinking that if there's a horizon, why is the curvature of the Earth not continuous in your world?
Okay, there is no curvature.
There's no curvature.
No, there's not. It hasn't been measured, my man.
Apples are round.
Yeah.
Peaches are round. Things are round. That's just
What does that have to do with the shape of the Earth, man? That's
round
crazy.
here.
Billiard balls are round too. Is the pool table round?
Yeah, man. I hate gravity pulls
How
them
big
down.
is the billiard table?
I mean, give me a break.
How big is the billiard table?
Well, that's not what I'm asking. You
was
didn't
a
answer
question.
you didn't answer my question before. What is it called when you're in a boat and you drop something into the water?
It's called gravity. It pulls it down.
That's unbelievable. No, it's called density. Because if you drop an anchor, if you drop an anchor into the water, you're going to be able to see that anchor go to the ground.
Actually, the environment that it's in penetrating.
I mean, do you believe in any kind of maximum velocity? Do you believe that if you fell out of an airplane, do you believe that you're going to just infinitely keep accelerating towards Earth?
No, you're not.
What does that have to do with anything,
That has
man?
to do with the point of it being flat.
That has to do with
That's the
gravity.
point for gravity and flat? For the Earth being flat, you falling
So you
from a
think
plane?
if you're flying, you're just going to see the edge of it, and that's the end of it, that's done?
What edge?
Of your Earth.
Where's the edge?
It has
Where's
to
the edge
keep
of this planet
going.
exists?
So it has to be outer space then, right? There has to be outer space.
Why do you ask questions? Why do you answer questions with questions? Like,
Because you, amongst all of your other people here that live in Minnesota, think that the Earth is flat. There has to be an edge. So you're not even listening. So
I don't want to listen to you.
then walk away. Then you think that there's a flat disc in outer space, right?
No, I'm trying to.
What if the Earth went on forever?
Well, no.
Holy shit, we're on Mars?
What if the Earth and water went on forever, and we're just kept here in this area here? What if that's why you're being lied to about where you live? Because how much more Earth can you discover on a spherical ball?
So things I worry about being lied to are like who did 9/11.
Yeah, then where's your
who
table
killed
at?
JFK.
Why aren't you talking to people about that then?
Why would I? Because
why not?
It's like wasted time.
No,
somebody else knows the answer.
we're being deceived. If you think that you're living in a reality of trust and honesty,
there are people who know geology.
Yeah, that's not going to do a whole lot for you.
There are people who know geology and physicists that know much more than I do about the Earth than I would care to spend my time on. I'd spend more time on learning about 9/11, which I have spent a good amount of time learning about 9/11.
Okay.
There's probably some weird shit that I think that could have happened. And I know people that lost people, literally. I have a friend's father lost people in 9/11.
Everybody knows somebody, right? Yeah, everybody.
But
just like cancer, everybody has cancer, right?
Thinking about stuff
or knows somebody who does.
Why waste your time thinking about a flat Earth?
Don't tell me what I waste my time with or not, man. So, but I can waste and spend my time whenever I want. That's what I want to do.
It's like,
in your life, maybe I could see things that are wasteful myself. But I'm accountable to our Creator with what I have been given and the knowledge that I've been given, and same with you. So we'll be held accountable equally, right? And some will be judged and some won't be.
I help kids like bro.
So,
I help cultivate them.
You know,
not through like conspiracy theories. I help educate them and make them better people.
No, don't go into space.
No, they're not all astronauts.
Okay, I want to go home.
Doctors.
I'm sorry. We had to ask. We just wanted to ask.
No, that's why I'm here. So
I like the sign. I
check out my YouTube channel and other information.
Yep. Well,
let her know.
Is this all you? You got it all in here?
Yeah, the front thing
is. Is this the only one you got? Don't let me take the only one you got.
No, it's not the only one I got. No, you're fine.
All right, I don't want. Okay.
No, you're fine. Yeah.
All right.
Thanks for stopping, guys.
Myself on the channel.
Sometime in the future.
Don't edit it out, so only my good side. All right?
Yeah, right. Yeah, I say the same thing, bud. Take it easy, man.
No, I appreciate it.
Stay up. Says hell of a neighbor. Well, hopefully the music isn't too distracting. Should move down here a bit. Yeah. Well, I'm just informing the public that the Earth could be a level, motionless plane, and not a ball like we're taught.
Okay, like a ball, like we see.
Yeah, we don't see it though. Where have you seen a sphere?
Okay.
Earth.
Yeah.
You know, so I have experienced us seeing a flat, level, non-spinning plane.
Okay.
Do you feel us spinning right now?
Sometimes I feel dizzy.
Well, yeah.
It might be spinning, huh?
Yeah, it might be something unrelated to the Earth, though. But yeah, you know, what do you think about the moon landings?
That moon?
Yeah.
Going to the moon?
Yeah.
I don't know about that moon, man. I don't know about that moon. They said they sent a monkey up there and everything. I don't know.
Do you think human beings have landed on the moon?
It's kind of a long way up there.
It is quite a bit, yeah.
I don't know, man. I just don't know, man. Just ain't too many going up there.
No, that certainly is true. Yeah, we haven't been back since '72. You know, you'd think that if we were able to have that kind of technology to go up there, things would be there already, and we would probably have better cars to drive, right?
Yeah. TV will come in more clear.
Right?
Yeah, you're right. I'm saying if I was sitting on got me down, leaning there.
Yeah, right. Thanks a lot. Sure, do it.
We have a believer friend.
Okay, well, I have a YouTube channel. I'd love for them to check it
Oh,
out.
that's all right. Thank you.
So you don't want to take a picture of the information for them?
No, he already believes.
Yeah, I know, but I'm a fellow flat earther, though. She doesn't understand what I'm trying to convey. She's too wrapped up in the Twins game and how they changed her life.
I think all the white folks should leave Lord and come back non-racist.
He said he thinks all the white people should leave Earth, come back, and not be racist. Because that's apparently what all white people are.
When Mexico sends its people, they're not sending their best. They're not sending you. They're not sending you. They're sending people that have lots of problems, and they're bringing those problems with us. They're bringing drugs. They're bringing crime. They're rapists.
Who's number one with Hispanics? Trump.
Yes, you told us
Trump.
that earlier.
I love the Mexican people in their spirit, but the country of Mexico is killing us.
The earth is round.
Yeah, like a penny.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
That's why when you drop things, they roll.
What does that have to do with anything? It's just a hill, so the penny's gonna go down the hill. All right. You wanna have a laugh? I got a YouTube channel. It's called Authentic Intent. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good.
So what do I think about flat Earth?
Yes.
Nonsense.
Nonsense. Well, that's...
Did you capture me on that?
That's just like your opinion, man.
No, it's not my opinion.
Okay.
Opinions are things that people like feel.
Okay.
Flat Earth. Nonsense.
Can you give me 2 proofs of your globe?
Sure.
Okay. Not citing somebody else's research and observations like NASA or Hollywood.
I've been at sea. I've seen the curvature of the Earth.
Okay.
Have you?
I don't see any curvature of the Earth at the sea level.
Have you been at sea?
I have, yep.
Where were you at sea?
Thailand.
So you were at sea in Thailand?
Mm-hmm.
Thailand's not the ocean.
Thailand doesn't have the ocean.
Thailand's on the coast.
Okay.
But it's not in the ocean.
Oh, okay.
You haven't been at sea.
Oh, okay.
Or have you been at sea?
Okay.
Were you lying to me?
Well, I guess I would be at shore then.
You were at shore.
Yeah. And then when I was in an airplane, I also was, I guess, over the sea.
Yeah. Now your eyes can deceive you.
Oh, they can.
Your senses can be deceptive.
Okay.
But that is an example of not citing somebody else's research. You can see the curvature of the Earth when you're at sea. But then again, there's also research and empirical evidence based on NASA's observational data. You know, there are satellites.
Oh, there are.
In the sky.
Really?
Right now.
I didn't know that.
You didn't know that, so you're
No.
so you didn't know that this thing right here is connected via satellite.
It's connected to ground towers, actually. And at no point is it explained that satellites have anything to do with your cell phone. It's all ground towers, actually.
Yep.
We live in a connected world. Mobile technology allows us to stay in touch, run our businesses, and capture and share the moments that count. Wireless technology is so abundant, it's difficult to imagine not being connected. These connections bring news, joy, success, drama, and humor. There are billions of connections made every day on T-Mobile's network. From calls, texts, videos, and pictures to GIFs and emojis. That's a lot of cat videos. To meet demand, T-Mobile is constantly adjusting and expanding our national network. We keep your mobile world moving. It takes an endless balance of hardware, software, antennas, radios, and indoor and outdoor technologies. Wireless depends on wired ground-based infrastructure to connect customers. How does it work? Well, imagine watering a landscape. You spray water so it properly saturates the ground, flowers, trees, and shrubs. However, you wouldn't use the same pressure to water a large field as you would a delicate flower garden, and a brief mist does nothing for an evergreen or oak tree. Like watering a landscape, robust wireless networks must use the right technologies and antennas for the best wireless connectivity, depending on the carrier's needs and local conditions. Large macro antennas can distribute a signal far along roadways and adjoining neighborhoods. However, in populated areas, that same signal might have difficulty overlapping with the signal from the adjacent cell site. Radio signals that are too weak or too strong can result in bad coverage, dropped calls, or poor clarity. The same is true with a lawn sprinkler. Dry patches happen when a sprinkler misses part of the grass. T-Mobile's challenge? Our always mobile customers have skyrocketing demands. One way we're meeting this demand is with smaller, lower power, and more numerous antennas and radios, small cells.
We have to take in consideration the noise that's in the network. A good example of this is that when you go to a coffee shop and you're the first one in there, you clearly can hear anybody that's actually in that coffee shop. So as the coffee shop starts to fill up, the noise begins to rise. And the only way you can actually enjoy the conversation now with individuals is actually to get closer together and have that conversation so it's quick, it's clean, without interruption. In the network, it's the same principle. We actually have to get the devices closer to the customer so you get good throughput and quality of service.
As your network grows and you need more and more capacity, now you need to come up with other solutions that can strategically put the capacity where you need it. That's where the small cell comes in.
Even though their footprint may be smaller than a typical macro site, small cells do provide coverage in areas because they are closer to the people that are actually holding those smartphones.
Small cells are typically deployed in dense urban areas where we have a lot of foot traffic, outdoor shopping areas, indoor and outdoor venues.
The antennas are very small. They're probably the size of a toaster. You can actually put the antennas on an existing utility pole without replacing those existing utility poles. Or existing fixtures in the street, you can actually attach those antennas.
You may not notice them due to their slim form factor, but thanks to low-power small cells, you can enjoy uninterrupted wireless services where you live, work, and play. Even for retail shops, small cells can be extremely effective. Businesses of all sizes depend on mobile coverage.
Mobile technology is absolutely an advantage in our community for business development. We try very hard to attract new business, and we try to retain existing business. And one of the main issues is connectivity. To the extent we can provide the best connectivity, we're going to keep new business, and I'm going to keep cutting ribbons.
Our cities and communities rely on a wireless network for convenience, safety, and quality of life.
In every municipality, the residents want connectivity. They want calls that aren't dropped. They want to make sure that wherever they go, all their tools are going to work.
Small cells actually play a great role on those residential areas.
Low-power small cells bring reliable coverage to large campuses, venues, and sporting events. Wherever crowds congregate and people want to communicate. Small cells will also work well with 5G.
5G is going to allow us to do many great things.
Like Internet of Things, when you're starting to look to provide connectivity to cars, to refrigerators, to even the washer and dryer at home.
Uploads and downloads faster. It will be more like a real-time speed. They're going to be able to see stream videos faster.
Smart homes and smart cities and autonomous vehicles.
So 5G brings together a lot of what we use every single day.
For business owners, for families, friends, and everyday conveniences. Living in our connected world, you need a mobile device and the robust network technologies that make connectivity possible.
So you're lying again.
No,
yeah,
pretty
you're
sure
lying.
about that.
No, you're lying.
I am. Okay,
Yeah.
Can you tell me how I'm lying?
You're interjecting, and I'm pretty sure that and you're stating it as fact, when I think you should know, if you have any sense of what's going on whatsoever.
I have no idea what's going on right now, man.
There's a vast and complicated network of relay systems that rely on ground towers, that rely on cable, and that rely on satellite communication to feed signals all the way around the world.
Okay.
So if you go to the NASA channel, you can see footage being filmed from the space station. You can see archival footage being filmed from the space shuttle. You can see archival footage filmed from our other space launches, going all the way back to the 1960s. So that's empirical data that tells us that the Earth is not flat.
Sky, looking at you.
So you can't use video as a means to deceive people like in Hollywood movies?
Well, you could.
Okay, so you're not going to let me give like 30 seconds?
No, I'm answering your question. You could do that. That is.
Okay. You didn't actually let me finish.
That's
so
okay.
I know
you don't need to finish.
Okay, I don't.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
it doesn't seem like you're being very fair.
Well, of course I'm being fair.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And how would that be? By interrupting me in the middle of my question and statement when I just let you carry on for 45 seconds?
No, you asked a question and I answered.
You didn't let me finish my question, so how do you know that was my question?
Well, because you issued a complete sentence.
Oh, you think it was complete? Okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was grammatically complete.
Oh, okay.
So you can use film to perpetrate lies, or you could put people on the street like yourself to perpetrate lies.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you can do either one. But you can also use film to demonstrate the truth. Film as a medium of communication could be used for both purposes.
Okay, and so with the ISS...
So what are you...
No, I'm assuming that you were done with your sentence because that was grammatically correct. So I'm going to ask you, with your ISS filming that you see on the computer, when do you see any stars or satellites during that filming?
How are you going to use this film? The film that you're making right now, how are you going to use it? You're going to cut it up?
You can find out. I got my YouTube channel right here.
And
you'll find out.
No, I would not
you don't want
touch your YouTube page.
Okay, well, you can find out.
Why would we put... Why would any reasonable person put a hit on your YouTube page?
I mean,
I mean, that's stupid.
You haven't given me any evidence at all that the Earth is a ball.
Actually, I have given you evidence.
Satellites?
No, I cited my own observations, direct observations from an out in the Navy.
How is that direct observation? Could you explain your observation?
My own observation of the curvature of the Earth. I don't expect you to take that as proof, but it is evidence. Do you understand the difference between proof and evidence? Do you know what that is?
No, I don't know.
So evidence is...
I don't know anything. Again, you already presuppose that I don't know anything.
Well, I'm glad that you accept that. That's good.
Okay. All right. What a prideful man that is. Wow. Well, there it is, folks. Your Minnesota Twins, the most amazing team in the Midwest, has won their game versus Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay 11-7 in overtime, extra innings, baseball. I don't know who won, but, you know, good for them. People are going to be so much more open to the idea of flat Earth now that the Twins won. I'm excited, as you can hear it in my voice. I can't contain myself with the excitement that is to come for your Minnesota Twins, who are still 6 games below 500. So, give me a break. What's that? Yeah, what do you think about flat Earth?
I always keep my flat Earth in my bag, you know. It gives me directions, lets me know where to go. Society's fucking, you know, revolves around flat Earth. It's portable, you know. So, hey,
yeah.
Society's always saying you can't live without one. Oh, yeah, flat Earth.
Okay. What do you? I don't know where you're going, man.
You mean metaphorically?
What are you trying to prove, man?
What am I trying to prove?
Yeah.
What are you trying to prove?
Well, you said you carry flat Earth around in your pocket.
Yeah.
So what do you mean?
The world's flat. Society revolves around electronic devices.
Okay.
On them.
Gotcha. Yep. Ground towers, no satellites, high altitude balloons.
The world's become flat.
It always was flat.
I've ironed it out.
All right. Cheers. All right.
Directly from you.
I didn't know Mom had that kind of power up there.
Those people walking there, guy on the left asked his wife, which way does the sun go? I think that's her right there in the purple. I don't know, but I thought that was funny. I just got here, so I'll give you a quick intro here. We are back at Lake Harriet. Minnesota Orchestra is going to set up. They're doing a hot mic check. A couple hours they're going to start up, so we're going to have a packed crowd. Hopefully we're at a distance away so everybody can hear the conversations. That was a complaint by one person out of that entire time Lois and I were here with the Caribbean band. One person complained that they couldn't hear the conversations out of the almost 2,000 people that have seen it by now. And here's your introduction on Authentic Intent. Joshua here. Thanks everybody for coming by again for another amazing, awesome, and spectacular episode here at the lake. Where else would you have flat earth conversations in Minnesota than at the lake? Got about 10,000 of them, but there's not too many in Minneapolis where a place like Lake Harriet with a bandstand will draw a crowd, especially on an unbelievably beautiful day here today. It's about, 85, 90 degrees. Really no wind. Got a hot mic. Speaking of mics, we got one right here. Check it out. Professional grade. I mean, you all remember Authentic Intent on Facebook back in the day? Hey guys. So I got a battery pack in here now. I got my American coffee. And then I got my signs here. So we're at Starbucks. And then I got another sign here that I'm going to use. And so we're just gonna stand out here and just greet people as they come in. I don't know, it might be a slow day, might not be, but thanks for watching, thanks for coming by. Hopefully there's some interaction with some people. I don't know if it's gonna be as, obviously as busy as it was for the March for Science, but I'm going to set up shop over here and just kind of hang out for an hour or two. Now we got another microphone here, different brand, so we can keep them separated. And then we got this guy here, a splitter, so we can have two microphones going at the same time, just in case it gets a little breezy here. But it is pretty calm as of right now. I just have the one signage right in front of the table here. The trees are just a little too far away for the bungees to work. And if some of you may know, I'm in some transitional period right now. I got a new part-time job. And other than this, right? And I also am in transition of moving out of my previous place. And right now I really don't have a permanent place to live right now. I have minimized basically my entire life down to what I could put into a pop-up camper trailer. And if you're interested in that and helping me get that together so I can move out of the temporary residence that I'm in right now, you can please donate if you're led to my GoFundMe page. There's more details in that, and if you have access to my Facebook page, you can also check out the post that I have there And I just, you know, want people to get involved. You know, if you guys enjoy what I'm doing, if you guys think that street activism is the next wave of flat earth, then what better way to, you know, support people? I mean, everybody is paying money to somebody. They're always complaining about advertisements and people having Patreons on YouTube, but they're still buying brand name stuff. They go to the store, they buy gasoline, and you're paying your taxes. So at least you know where your money's going to, and yeah, you would be supporting me in getting a place to live. A lady is gonna let me move that trailer, if and when that happens, on her property. So I'll just live outside in a pop-up trailer, do, you know, my part-time gig in the mornings, and then come out here because coincidentally enough, the part-time gig that I got is in the Tri-Lakes area in Minneapolis. So I could come to these places, I could go to a Twins game. I'm not all the way out west in Minnetonka like I was, you know, even last week. So I mean, when you really, I just want to encourage everybody out there, if you feel like giving up, wait another day, sleep on it. Don't make any decisions that are going to really affect your life immediately. Sleep on it, you know, give yourself another day or two. And I just remember, I think it's in Proverbs, I think it's David or Solomon, he says that, Lord, don't give me too much that I forget about you, and don't give me too little that I become a thief. And that's really where I have put my heart and my mentality in the last couple of years. So I just want to encourage everybody too. I've been getting a lot of emails recently, so apologies if I haven't gotten back to you. And they have been very encouraging, telling me that because of the videos that I post, it has encouraged them to speak more about Flat Earth to friends and family and co-workers. I don't want to get anybody fired, but I got a card here for you, bud. You can't talk? No? Okay. You can hear me though? Okay. All right. And so I just want to thank everybody for that. I mean, we've been doing this strong for, you know, yeah, we put a hiatus on the bit for over the winter time, but in the last like 3 months, we've been really hitting it hard, and I can't thank you guys enough for your support out there and your encouragement, and how just these videos have encouraged you to do your own street activism. I have a lot of people, literally a lot, I'm not even exaggerating, who have come up with, you know, their own ideas of flyers and whatnot, and they will send me those, give me a PDF file so I can print those off on my own time and share that. I mean, you know, why not just give everybody a different look on flyers and brochures? You know, one thing is going to be effective for one person and something might not be for another, you know. One thing I would like, all of you Flat Earth Christians, would be if you can come up with a brochure that kind of lays out, like, I don't know, 10 verses that you feel are pretty straight to the point regarding Flat Earth in the Bible. Because I know that there are some Christian people that I come across that, you know, maybe that's what they need to have, you know, them pushed over the edge for Flat Earth. I don't, you know, if somebody wants to bring up Jesus, God, or the Bible, I definitely can talk about it, but I think people have understood that we don't need that. You do need Jesus, but we can use water as our proof that the earth lays flat and level and it's not moving. And there are other ways that, you know, that we can observe science in front of us and prove to ourselves in our heart that the earth is not spinning and outer space is not real. It's not a place that any human being will ever go to, because that's not where we're meant to be. We're meant to rule over the earth here. We're not meant to rule the skies. And there is some interesting stuff that's been coming out that Asgardia.
The national anthem of Asgardia is played. All please rise.
Asgardia. I mean, that's, got to give it to them. They always come out with some catchy tunes. There's a reason why they come out with catchy tunes, because they understand humans. And that is a interesting little study. If you haven't heard or gone into anything regarding Asgardia and outer space, please check it out. I'll put a link in the description section below, and maybe even share a video right here.
But you got to admit that, okay, so regardless of whatever narrative you believe, they're promoting this. And how crazy, too, that this is coming only like weeks after Trump's announcement of the quote-unquote Space Force initiative. So this is, in a lot of ways, it's kind of like the antithesis of Trump's Space Force. They're very similar in some ways in terms of, they're talking about being able to protect from the threats from outer space and everything, but whereas Trump's Space Force would be a militarized Space Force, a branch of the U.S. military, and hearkening back to all that Cold War kind of rhetoric, this is the total egalitarian version, this utopianistic, technocratic, totally Luciferian version. I mean, he's talking about how we need to become immortal and go into the stars. I think he says immortal. It's kind of hard to tell. But yeah, about pursuing the ancient dream of creating a civilization that is defined by peace and, happiness for all its citizens in the heavens. This is crazy. But of course, hearing him talk about establishing a bank and a currency, that was what really did get my attention. Especially because, the whole point of the satellite, or then supposedly they're talking about a whole network of satellites and basically having worldwide internet available to all of its citizens, which is very similar to a lot of the tech companies that are talking about getting internet to the entire world via satellite coverage and everything. But so you're talking about a space-based, and that's the whole idea, is that they're supposedly really basing their claim to be creating a legitimate nation based on this, that the satellites themselves is the quote-unquote territory. So in order to satisfy the legalities of the UN, which is what they eventually want to do, is get UN recognition by supposedly having these physical objects orbiting the globe. That's the basis for their territory and their nation, and then all the other things. And you can go back and look at my original video where I get more into Igor's background and everything. And it's crazy because he's not just some goofball who came into a bunch of oil money or something. This guy is actually very connected to the UN and the aerospace industry, and even the royal family of Azerbaijan. Like, he goes way back with his family history. So this dude is, he's not just some rich goofball who doesn't have any working knowledge with global politics and the UN and everything. He actually does. So the links will be in the description for that. But man, what a frickin' trip. It's like watching something from a cheesy movie. And yet this is really happening in Austria at the end of June.
And so they're definitely propagating something that's not real. Yeah. Well, you point, are you going to come talk? I'm open to dialogue, but you're not. You would just prefer to point and laugh with your friends. And so they are definitely moving towards something. I don't know what it is, what they plan on doing. We can sit here and speculate all day, and it's fun to speculate and talk about what they think their plans are. But we could be completely wrong, and we just need to be prepared for everything. And I think that starting now and just having in your heart and your mentality, minimalizing your material items and getting rid of things that you don't use very often, I think that would be a really good start for you. If you have a wife or a husband that's not on board yet, you definitely want to have their support. And if you have a family, that family comes first, and that's a priority. But you could also start, looking into renovating, like Tim Allen, a school bus or, a short bus or something like that. Look into RV, have transportation so that when it does hit the fan, you're not left, gathering items and feeling like you're forgetting something behind, like on Home Alone. And just I really just thanks everybody. I can't thank you enough for all the support. I'm here to support you. I'll try to get back to some of those emails and some of those comments too. I try to get to the comments at least once a day, and then I just kind of like cut off, and then if more comments come in, I just wait till the next day. So, but we are here. We are ready to dialogue with all these people, and we will experience some pretty decent music. The Minnesota Orchestra is here, so hopefully we can have some good conversations with some great background music. I'll see you soon.
What are you guys?
Oh, well, I am a flat earther.
I see.
Yeah. How about yourself? Would you consider yourself a globe earther?
I would say I'm a globe earther. Can I take a photo of your...
Oh, of course you can. Yeah. What proof do you have that you live on a globe, if you don't mind me asking?
I don't know that I have proof.
Oh, that's weird. Why would you believe in something you don't have proof for? Wouldn't that you call that a religion?
I suppose maybe you would.
Okay. Well, I mean, we're just being honest, right? We're just talking, you know. But I mean, if you believe that you live on a sphere floating in outer space, and that's like what they tell us where we live, as a human being, don't you think it's kind of important to have an understanding of who you are, where you come from, and where you live?
I suppose that's true. How many of you guys are there?
Billions, billion, trillions, trillion, million, 400 billion suns. Billion, trillion, billion, trillions of orbiting snowballs. Billion, trillions. Millions, billion, million, 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 billion, million, million, millions, billion, millions, billion, 4 billion-year-old tree. Tens of billions. I have trillions, billions, billion, trillions, billion, billion, billions, billion, trillion, millions, millions, billion years, 100 million. It took nature hundreds of millions of years to evolve a bacterium, and billions of years to make a grasshopper. Billions, trillion, billion kilometers from the sun. Saturn 1.5 billion, Uranus 3 billion, and Neptune 4.5 billion kilometers. Billions, billion other galaxies, each of which contains something like 100 billion, million, tens of billions of years in the far future. Billions
of billions. Yeah.
In your Flat Earth Society?
Society?
Or in this organization?
Okay. Well, are you familiar with the Flat Earth Society?
I've heard of it.
Okay. Did you know that's a government-run website used to make fun of and give you disinformation about what Flat Earth is really about?
No, I'm curious how many are in your organization or your...
I don't know, man. We don't do a census of how many people there are. There's probably a majority of people are more closet flat earthers because the idea to most people of the earth being flat sounds kind of ridiculous. So a lot of people don't want to lose their job, be made fun of by their friends or family. It's kind of a peer acceptance type of thing. But my YouTube channel is right here, man. And I got about 2,400 subscribers.
I'm okay.
Okay. Well, you're not okay because you believe you live somewhere that you don't.
Okay, well, maybe I'm not okay. You guys have like a...
Yep, it's right here. I got a brochure for you right here, man.
Like a leader or something, or like not a leader. You know what I mean? Like a.
I don't know what you mean. Like somebody we beckon and call to.
Like a spokesperson or something for your society or something like that.
It's not a society, man. So I wish you would stop calling it a society. It's a group of individuals who are awake to the fact that we've been lied to about where we live, and outer space is fake, and we've never landed on the moon. So do you believe outer space to be real?
I do.
Okay, so there's two things that you believe in that you've never experienced yourself. Sounds like you're in a religion, sir. Who's your leader for Globe Earth? Like Neil deGrasse Tyson, 𝐞𝐥𝐜𝐞. You know, 𝐞𝐥𝐜𝐞 kind of looks like Bruce Lee, huh?
He does a little bit.
A little bit.
There's a lot of scientists, I suppose, I would...
That look like 𝐞𝐥𝐜𝐞?
No, that
or Bruce Lee?
Those would be spokespeople for... For that. I was curious if the spokesperson, like, 'cause I don't hear a lot about this.
You hear a lot about it here in Minneapolis because I am, I guess you could say, the official, unofficial ambassador of Flat Earth in Minnesota.
In Minnesota?
Yeah. We're having a Flat Earth meetup this Friday at the Flat Earth Brewery in St. Paul, 4 p.m. Invite you to come so you can get a better understanding of, you know, flat earthers. We're just regular people, man. We just know that water doesn't bend like this globe here. You know, because you see the lake, water lays flat. A pool, you know, a pool, water lays flat, right? Have you ever seen water bend? What height do you have to see the curvature of the earth? I guess I'm just asking.
I'd have to know the radius first, I guess, and give you some math. I don't know. I haven't been in outer space myself.
Do you know what's interesting? All flat earthers know the circumference of the earth, the radius, the diameter.
That is true.
You know, it's kind of like atheists, right? You know, atheists know more about the Bible than most Christians. But I would encourage you, are you a Bible believer since that came up?
I don't really want to talk about religion.
Okay.
I'm not particularly religious. But...
Okay, sure. Well, I mean, whether it matters or not, there's at least 5 verses in the Bible that explain the earth being firm and immovable and not spinning. So if that does anything for you. But, so, like, if I was to show you, like, pictures like this of Earth from space, is this kind of help confirm in your heart that you live on a sphere in outer space?
I don't quite understand the question.
If like your TV news was to show you a picture like this and say that this was Earth from space, would you think this is Earth from space? Or in passing, they show a picture of Earth from space and then you're like, wow, that's the Earth from space.
In passing, I probably would think something like that, yeah.
Okay. Could you point out which one of these 2 pictures is the proper size of America? Is that possible?
It looks like the one on the left, but...
Well, maybe the one on the left is wrong and the one on the right is right.
I mean, could be.
Right? Always bet on black.
Charlie, you ever play roulette? On occasion. Well, let me give you a word of advice. Always bet on black.
Yeah, both of them are the different sizes and they're both paintings. Did you know that? All of your pictures of outer space, like satellites in outer space, are paintings and CGI. They're not real. All your pictures of planets like Mars and Jupiter and stuff, they're paintings, man. So, just a heads up, you know, like if outer space is an environment that you've never been to and you're taking somebody else's word for it, right? And our government, particularly America, has a history of lying. Do you think you might want to just pump the brakes a little bit and start questioning your reality? Or does it matter to you?
There's a lot of people who don't have a bit long history of lying that also subscribe to that way too.
Could you name a couple?
Of scientists, you mean?
No, I mean countries that don't typically lie. If you could just name a couple of those countries.
I could name like people.
Oh, okay. But I said a government entity.
Oh no, I think there is. Well, to me at least, there seems reasonable to have some distrust for some government entities. Yeah,
agreed.
Just about any country.
Okay, so we can both agree on that. What do you think about the moon landing?
I've not been there myself.
Okay.
But I don't really want to get into that.
Well, I mean, it's, you know, I mean, if you ask a flat earther, you know, they would probably say that we never landed on the moon. There's an interesting video called Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Moon by Bart Sibrel.
Here they discuss the fact that they have turned out the lights and have blocked out sunlight from entering the spacecraft through the other windows, as to not cause any reflected light to fall onto the spacecraft's wall in the foreground.
Okay, very good. Well, we shut out the sun coming in some of the other windows into the spacecraft, so it's looking through the number 1 window, and there isn't any reflected light.
The reason this was done is so that the truth of the matter would not be revealed. It is this. Though the federal government would have you believe that this is a view of Earth from a distance out of the spacecraft's window as it nears the moon, it is not. What they have ingeniously done is placed the camera at the back of the spacecraft and centered the lens on a circular window in the foreground, outside of which it is completely filled with the Earth in low orbit. The circumference of the window then appears to be the diameter of the Earth at a distance, with the darkened walls of the spacecraft appearing to be the blackness of space around it. That is why they wanted the interior dark and blocked out the sun from entering through the other windows.
I'd encourage you to check that out. That's why I have all this material here. It's free, free, free. Everybody wants something for free, but you're not into like my information or...
I just wanted to talk. I mean,
Okay. This would help you get like kind of on the right track, you know, instead of having to go through, you know, maybe mockumentaries about flat Earth. My material, I feel pretty confident, would help the layman. But, you know, that's up to you, man. I just don't want you to miss this opportunity to just get the other side of the story. I mean, I'm not trying to convince you.
Okay.
What?
Well, it seems like you are trying to convince me, but that's okay.
Yeah, I'm here to provoke thought, man. I mean,
you had a meeting, or you're going to have a meeting
Yeah.
on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have those often, or?
Oh, once a month, yeah.
You do have those at the same place, or?
The last couple times we have, maybe sometime in August we might have one at, you know, Lake Calhoun and set up a table like this and just encourage people to do activism in that way. But we just get together there just because it's just a spot to, you know, get together, and it's called the Flat Earth Brewery. So I mean, why not, right?
Sure, yeah. Is large crowds there, or how many people go to those meetings?
Like, what's considered large to you?
I don't know. I guess I've not been to the brewery, but
Yeah.
do you have 50?
Oh, maybe 10.
Okay.
Yeah. You know, again, this is such a controversial topic. You know, if you were to bring up, do you have a degree in anything?
Engineering.
Engineering, right on, yeah. Bill Nye has a degree in engineering, but they think he's a scientist for some reason. When you put the lab coat on, you know, sometimes it just adds a little bit more credibility, doesn't it?
It can, I suppose.
Okay. And, yeah, I mean,
What's
you
up,
know.
Matt? Hey. Hey, no, keep going, keep going, keep going.
No, stay. Come on, talk.
No, I'm getting some miles in. I'll be back at 6.
Where are you going up, Calhoun?
Yeah.
All right, I'll bike up there in a bit.
That's my old stomping ground. I was at the 4th Lake Calhoun.
I was in bed.
You were?
I was in bed.
Did a 4-hour-long episode there.
Wait.
Of this, I do this, yeah.
You mean like you had like a presentation, or like you just had...
Yeah, I mean, I present to hundreds of people every day.
Oh, you mean like you had the table there?
Yeah.
I see, got it.
Yep. My website's called Authentic Intent on YouTube.
So you said it's controversial. That's probably true. Do people come here and like make fun of you and that kind of? They do?
Oh yeah. There's a game out there right now called Sniper Shooter. Mission 5, Chapter 2.
Wait, like a PC game or something?
Yeah, like an Android, iPad game, something like that, called Sniper Shooter. Chapter 5, mission number 2, you have to snipe a flat Earth teacher for teaching flat Earth.
I am not familiar with the game.
Isn't that kind of weird? I mean, do you think that's a little... Is that PC or is that offensive, would you consider?
I suppose that if they're a peaceful person, you probably wouldn't want to snipe them.
I mean, I could get sniped. They got to adjust for the Coriolis effect, right? It'd probably take a couple hours. I'll probably be long gone. You know, but I mean...
I wouldn't snipe you. You're a peaceful person, whether we disagree or not.
I appreciate that. Well, I mean, I wouldn't be able to make a sniper game about, I don't know, Jews, transsexuals. That probably wouldn't be able to be a game that you could buy or on iPad, could you? If I was gonna snipe somebody teaching transsexualism in a library, like reading a book and teaching young children about how it's okay to be gender fluid.
I would not expect that you could have a game sniping Jews or something like that.
Yeah, that's weird, huh? But I'm a flat earther, and if I'm teaching flat earth to people, they can make a game.
The most famous flat earther I know is Kyrie Irving.
Okay.
He is, right?
I don't know. I've never talked to him. He's never called me.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, they say people in Hollywood say a lot of things. You know?
He's an NBA star.
He is. Yeah, I've seen him play the basketball. Yeah.
The basketball.
Yeah. He's not very good. I'd trade him in a heartbeat.
He's not very good. He's like one of the best. Well.
Come on, man. Give me a break.
Kyrie Irving?
Yeah. There's shooting guards that are better than Kyrie Irving.
He's a shooting guard.
He's a point guard.
He's kind of bold. No, he kind of made a lot. I feel like he made a lot more people aware of this.
Yeah. No, it's yeah.
That's why I was wondering if there are any like other famous people like who.
I mean, Shaquille O'Neal is. Yeah.
No, he's not, is he?
He backtracked a little bit about it. Yeah.
He didn't like Kyrie Irving. He's pretty like out and about it though. Like. Shaquille O'Neal, he's not. He doesn't want to talk about that.
Well, he doesn't talk about it, but he is a Freemason.
That's the ones you got to live with. This is true. You know, some people like it, some people don't, but, you know, we'll see where it takes us.
What did you make of the Kyrie stuff?
I don't. It's true.
What?
The Earth is flat.
Shaq, what are you talking about?
The Earth is flat.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No,
listen.
It's not.
There's 3 ways to manipulate the mind. What you read, what you see, and what you hear.
Okay. Conspiracies.
In school, first thing they teach us is, Columbus discovered America. But when he got there, it was some fair-skinned people with the long hair smoking out of peace pipes. So what does that tell you? Columbus didn't discover America.
He found where some other people already lived.
I drive from coast to coast, and the it's flat to me. I'm just saying.
Okay, that's the dumbest thing you've ever said.
I drive from Florida.
It's the dumbest thing you've ever said.
I drive from Florida to California all the time, and it's flat to me.
92 podcasts, and that's the dumbest thing you've ever said. That's a high bar to get over.
I do not go up and down in a 360-degree angle and all that stuff about gravity. Have you looked outside of Atlanta lately and seen all these buildings? So you mean to tell me that China is under us? China is under us.
If you keep they are under us.
Isn't that what they tell you when you're a kid?
The world is flat.
If you dug straight through your backyard, you can get to China.
No, you can't. The
world is not flat.
Yes, it is.
We've seen the Earth.
No, we haven't seen anything.
Yes, you have. You've seen it from satellite imagery.
Oh, satellite imagery that could be drawn and made up.
So here's the audio of the reporter asking Kyrie that exact same question.
You've seen pictures of the planet, though, right? Like it's a circle. So
I've seen a lot of things that have that my educational system has said that was real and turned out to be completely fake. I mean, I don't mind. I don't mind going to Instagram in terms of my thoughts.
Exactly. Well, I'm with him because we're from Jersey. And that's how we think. We think outside the box.
It tells you about the educational system in Jersey.
I'm just saying.
I think it's more of an indictment on that.
I'm just saying when I drive from Florida to New York, flat. Right. New York to Seattle,
it's
flat.
Not flat.
Seattle down to L.A., flat. L.A. back to Florida, flat. It's a, it's a square. That's what it is.
How you doing?
I'm doing fine.
That was a joke about the world being flat, right?
Was it? Of course it was.
When I heard you say that, people were getting all excited. It's like, there's no way that he wasn't joking in this situation.
They got upset. And my theory is, I bought a bus a couple of summers ago.
Uh-huh.
So when I drive from Florida to California, it seems flat to me.
I see. Okay.
So you ever been in a flight and you get ready to land and you pull up the window and you look?
Yeah.
It seems flat, right?
Well,
so that was my theory. I'm just joking. Relax.
They almost took your PhD in education away.
Yeah, they did.
You're back. Back for more. So yeah, I usually do the lakes here, and I usually see the same people quite often. So.
You with the group or?
No.
Oh no, he was just talking to you.
Public. The public, yeah. So, I don't know, I just encourage you to, you know, hear both sides. I mean, if you do look into Flat Earth and the evidence and whatnot, there's a new one called 37 Proofs for Flat Earth. That just came out by Taboo Conspiracy.
Taboo Conspiracy. Pretty
decent, yeah. 37 Proofs for Flat Earth. But I mean, you're going to get a lot of stuff that is going to try to tell you about gravity and bendy water. My best one about bendy water is there's waves. When I dump water out of a bottle, it bends. That's classic. So last chance, man. I got a card here. You want it?
I'm alright. Thanks though.
All right. Missing out.
Joshua Swift, is that you?
Authentic intent.
But Joshua Swift is you.
That's me, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. They could be used interchangeably, right? Possibly. If you see my history, my track record, I feel like I give a pretty authentic, genuine display of my concern for my fellow Minnesotans and what they think they believe about outer space, the moon landing, and where they live. So.
Appreciate you being pleasant about it.
I appreciate you stopping by. What's your name?
Jason.
Jason,
Yeah.
All right. Safe travels out there, Jason. I'm sure you'll see me around.
Yeah, I'm around here a lot. Maybe
All right,
I'll
man.
see you around again.
Take it easy.
Easy, man.
What's up, man? All right. Good chat. I just had to show everybody this. Everybody was sitting and talking and being quiet, and then they start playing the national anthem, and they all stand up like good little sheep, good little taxpayers. You guys got these guys by the BAALS. Unbelievable. And they clap.